Pardon?
Is your network unstable on that the Facebook one?
Mm, just one. Just say it again. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
On Instagram, can you
Yes,
hear me?
clearly.
Okay, okay,
No, the Facebook one,
okay.
it's fine. It looks fine.
No, for me, it's like you're having pauses in my video.
Okay. To me, it looks okay.
Okay, then let's begin. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so let's begin this V Talk and happy first year anniversary to all of us, whoever has joined. And I just realized that we have completed a year of V Talks, and I think it is. I think till now it has been a great journey for us, and
Yeah.
let's explore more with coming year. So
It's, it's like
uh,
become a weekly thing now. Just and look forward to chit chatting for about whatever 40, 45 minutes every week. So it's awesome.
yeah. Yeah, and
And
I
to think
think
about it in a year, every single
yeah,
week, it's amazing.
yeah, it's been a year. Yeah. And the most beautiful part is that to everybody whoever has joined us right now, we don't plan we talk. We don't
Yeah.
plan the content. There is nothing in terms of planning. A lot of people
Except for the
when
theme.
they join us also, yeah, except for the
Yeah.
theme. Yes.
Yeah.
We just think we want to talk about what, and then how just flows. So I really
Yeah.
like this
I've never made
flowy.
any notes. I've never made any notes, not even a mental note that this is what we will talk about. Not at all.
Yeah.
It's fun.
નથી એક જ સેકન્ડ નથી જવું એને હા તો કઈ વાંધો નહીં. So yeah,
Great.
this month is going to be extremely amazing because I think we are going to talk about independence, and today's topic I felt is like too much syllable. How to make child independent. I think all the parents are always behind this. मतलब मेरा बच्चा खुद से कब खाएगा, खुद से कब कपड़े पहनेगा, when my child will become, completely like self-independent, where I will not be required, and I think these questions are so much that sometimes I feel that we are unable to see the whole picture clearly. So I really love this whole idea when Ratnesh said let's have this first chat about how to make child independent. So Ratnesh, let's begin with your thought. Any thought or any question you had
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
On Facebook, your video is stuck. You are right. On Facebook, your video is stuck. I hope your
yeah,
voice is
yeah,
going through.
yes. हाँ correct, okay. So yeah, Ratnesh, how to make my child independent? And I think this is something where I am also as a parent, juggling. So how do I do that?
Yeah. So I think first of all, the easy part. Let's put that aside. Is we all I hope by now know how not to make him dependent, or maybe we will explore that also. So I think half or maybe more than half the whatever the job is done when we stop being in the way of the child becoming independent. Most of the time it's we who are in the way because we are either thinking child is not capable or the child will not be able to do it, or the result is more important than the child's attempt, and so on and so forth. and I think we come in the way. The child is taking food, we will say okay, I will give you, it will spill, or we think the child may take vegetables less, than what I want that to feed the child, and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. So we kind of intervene, and kind of give a very strong message that no, don't be independent. Yeah, I think we video
Yeah.
wise we lost you on Facebook, Vishruti. I don't know if audio wise you're still there. Um,
Yeah, it's my, I think, Wi-Fi unstable. This phone is on 4G, so it's not having a problem, but my Wi-Fi looks unstable. But if I'm audible, let's continue. If I'm
Wait, then
audible
let
on
me
Facebook.
check if you are audible. I'll have to change my headphones. Just give me one moment.
Somebody on Facebook also can share if I'm audible enough.
Yeah, speak now.
Yeah, am I audible
No.
on Facebook? Oh, that's interesting. Uh, so I think then one suggestion I have is, Ritesh, can we restart the retalk? I know it's been almost 10-15 minutes, but can we restart so that I also connect my Facebook connection
Hello.
with my hotspot?
Yeah, just speak again for Facebook.
Yeah. If
From
I'll
my
do
phone
things
right
from
now,
my
my
phone right
camera
now,
will
my
go.
camera will go.
So
Oh, you
Instagram
come
also
back on.
will stop.
You come back on. You come back on.
Yeah, yeah, you're back
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Facebook.
You're back on Facebook. You want to just continue?
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
but
I
I.
lost my Bluetooth headphones connection. Wait.
But I can hear you on Instagram. Oh, now I'm losing you on the.
Yeah, yeah. Am I there?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Great. Then
great.
let's
Then
continue.
so
So
you were
you were
saying
saying
about
about how
how
from
from very
very young
young
age
age we
we
keep
keep
giving
giving
this
this
message
message
to a
to a
child
child
that
that
uh,
you
you
won't
won't
be
be
able
able
to
to
do
do
it.
it.
Let
Let
me
me
help
help
you
you
out.
out.
Uh, you
You
won't be
won't be
able to
able to
do
do
this.
this.
Let
Let
me
me
do
do
this
this
for
for
you.
you.
Yeah.
And
And
I think
I think
every
every
time
time
that
that
that's
that's
happening,
happening, like
like
layer
layer
by
by
layer,
layer,
I
I
feel
feel
that
that
we are
we are
also
also
giving
giving
this
this
message
message
to
to
the
the
child
child
that
that
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
that you
that you
can
can
do
do
that.
that.
So
So,
you know, for
here
your
I
all
am for
for
you,
help.
all the help.
And I
And
think
I think
I
I
really
really want to just
want to
mention one point
just
here. We are not
mention
trying
one
to
point
say
here. We
when
are
the
not
child
trying to say when the child
requires help, when the child is
requires help,
needing
when
help,
the
when the
child is
child is
needing
asking
help,
for
when the child
support.
is asking for
At that
support.
time,
At that
you're not
time,
there
you are
because
not
you
there
think that
because
you
you
want
think
to
that
make
you
your
want to
child
make your child
independent.
independent.
But
But
I think
I think
being there as a support when the child requires it
is
is
very
very
important.
important. But
But
also
also
identifying
identifying
whether the child's
whether it's
need
a child's need
to have that
to
support,
have
or it
that
is
support,
your
or it
need
is
to
your
give and
need to
learn
give
that
and learn
support.
that support.
Yeah, we
So
often
I
So,
just want to
so I
mention.
just want to
more
mention,
than our needs of giving support, it's our need of the result. Mostly it is that case that we want a certain result.
Yeah.
Let's say we don't want any spilling on the food on the table, so we serve the child rather than child himself or herself independently eating. Or it's our need that the child should eat this
And
much
I
and
quantity.
and I think
yes,
yes, yes, the
quantity takes a
quantity
lot of
is
time.
lot of
And I
time,
think
and I think
I in the
in
past
the
I
past
also
I
see
also see
myself as a
myself as the
similar kind
similar
of
kind
mother
of mother
when my
when
son
my
was
son was
eating
eating
things on
things
his
on
own,
his own,
let's say
let's say
seven,
six,
eight
seven, eight
months
months
onwards,
onwards,
when
when
he
he
just
just
wanted to
wanted to
eat
eat
everything
everything
on
on
his
his
own.
own.
I
I started
started
feeding
feeding
him
him
with
with the
the
expectation that he should eat
expectation
this
that
much. So once, let's say, he says he loses his
food and
interest in
he's
the
just
food
trying
and
to
he's
walk
just
away
trying to
from that
move away
space,
from
I
that
will
space, I will
bring
bring
him
him back
back to
to
the
the
table
table and
and
I
I will
will feed
feed
him.
him.
And
And
then
then
gradually
gradually
what
what
started
started
happening is
happening is
that
that
grandparents
grandparents
also
also
feel
feel
like,
like
feeding
feeding
a
a
child
child
a
a
lot.
lot. So
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
time
time
they
they
would
would
say,
say,
oh
oh
no,
no,
I
I
will
will
feed
feed
him.
him,
Why?
why he
He
has
has
to
to
eat
eat
on
on
his
his
own.
own. And
And
which
which
is
is
again
again
a
a
very
very
beautiful
beautiful
expression
expression
of
of
love.
love.
But then I feel the message that he
Getting is
started
that
getting is that You decide
You
how much
decide
I
how
want
much
to
I
eat.
want to
You
eat.
decide
You
what I
decide
should
what I
eat.
should
I
eat.
don't
I
want to
don't
get
want to
into
get
all
into
that.
all that.
And
And
today,
today,
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
the
the
similar
similar
kind
kind
of
of
struggle
struggle
when
when
me and
me
my
and
son
my
discussed that. I asked him
son
that,
discussed that. I asked him that,
why you don't want to eat on your
why
own?
you
And he's
don't
like,
want to
no,
eat on
because
your
I
own?
know
And
that,
he's like, no,
my
because I know that,
grandparents love
my
feeding me. I
grandparents
know
love
that,
feeding me. I
you
know
are
that,
there to feed me. So
you
why
are
should
there
I
to
feed
feed
on
me.
my
So
own?
why
And I'm
should I
like,
feed on my own? And
okay,
I'm like,
okay. So
okay,
there are
okay.
times when he feels
So there are
like
times
he
when he
thinks
feels
he feels,
like
but
he
then there
feels
are times
himself.
when he
But then there
very
are times
clearly
when he
says
very
that no,
clearly
that's not
says
the
that
choice.
no, that's not the
And
choice.
yeah, when I
And
reflect
yeah,
back, I
when I
realize
reflect
that
back,
there
I
have been a lot
realize
of
that there have been a
decisions
lot of
that
decisions that
we all
we
have
all
been taking on
have been
his
taking
behalf
on his behalf
very subconsciously.
very
Yeah.
subconsciously.
But Vishruti, let's take it a little more deeper. And this is the obvious thing that okay, if I want the child to be more independent, I have to stop making him or her dependent on me, right? This is the obvious one. But let's go a little deeper into this, and that I think
Yeah.
that will make it more interesting. So let's say, and let me take it by a situation. Bring this thought by a situation. So let's say. Okay, let's say the child says, "I'm scared. It's dark inside the room, so you come with me." Let's say the child wants to go inside the room and get something, let's say a book or a toy or whatever. So the child wants either you to come with me or the child wants that you only get it, whichever be the case. Okay. Now, what happens? What happens in such a scenario? Tell me a typical one. I don't know how you do it, but tell me a
Yeah,
typical
yeah.
one.
So in most,
Yeah, yeah. So in
so
most,
I think most of the times,
no,
I
I
think
think
we are.
most of the
I also
times, I
have
think
been
we
in
are.
the similar situation where I
I
pushed my
also have
son
been
there
in this
to
similar
decide
situation where
that
I
I
pushed my
say
son.
that
I mean, pushed in
no,
the
you have
sense
to
that
be
I
independent. You
say
have
that
to
no,
understand
you
how
have
to
to
deal
deal
with
with
this.
this. You have to
Yeah, yeah,
understand
pause,
how to
pause,
deal with
pause.
this.
Okay,
Go
pause,
inside the room.
pause,
It is
pause.
your need to
Now,
take
when you
it. Yeah,
say you have to deal with him, hasn't he already dealt with it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yes,
he
he
did.
he
did.
was scared of
Totally.
the
Yes, he
dark.
did.
His
Totally.
mind independently thought of a solution, send mama or take mama along, and he executed it. So, if you look at it,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
child is already independent, right? The point
yeah,
is,
Yeah.
the
yeah,
Yeah.
point is, what do we want? So now this one is very important according to me. Do we want the child's thinking to be independent, or do we want the child's doing to be independent? So there is a difference. See, if I have thought independently that how will I get my toy from a dark room, and my mind said that I can bring take mama along or ask mama to get it or dad to get it, then actually I have thought independently, right? If you as a parent want me to go and physically get it on my own, then that is doing independently, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
which one
yeah,
do we want? Do we want the child to be thinking wise independent, or do we want him to be doing wise independent? I think this is a huge thing. If we are clear in our
yeah,
mind which one we want, I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. I leave it for the audience to decide what is it that they want. But what do you want? Do you want his or her thinking to be independent, or do you want his or her doing to be independent? Because that will completely change the whole game. Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah,
the doing can be anything. The taking of you with me inside and bringing the toy out is or from an outside perspective does not look independent, because we have some singular definition that independence means only on your own, only and only on your own, with no
Yeah.
physical
Yeah. Me myself. Yeah.
physical, mental, emotional support, blah blah blah, right? So we
yeah,
have that
Yes.
notion. I think
yeah,
that we have again lost you on Facebook. Have you back again on Facebook? So if we are thinking of it in only those terms, and usually I don't know why, but usually our as parents, I'm talking
Idea.
about
idea.
as parents, our our desire actually is about behaviors, about doing. Yeah, not about thinking usually. About doing it, child
Yeah.
should be independent. About thinking, the child is thinking the bacha types. I have to do all the thinking. I am the responsible one, and I am the wise and educated and learned one, vagera vagera. So I will do all the thinking, and if the child does the physical part, as in the getting of the toy or eating of the food or doing of his homework or making his castle or calling his friend, you know. So if all of those things the child is able to do, then I am very satisfied. I've done all the thinking, which friend to go, how much time to go, how what to play, what not to play, and so on and so forth. And
Yeah.
this is when all of us, and I'm now not even talking about children, all of us want to think independently, as in we want to have our own thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I go to a dress shop, a sari shop, the sari that salesman is trying to sell, आप पे अच्छी लगेगी. Let's say he says that to you. That's not the one you want to pick up. The one you are liking is the one that you want to pick up. Right? So we
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
like our thinking. We want that thinking to be in play, or at least that is at the top of my mind. And to me is the real independence, the independence to think. And in a very, if you allow me to, okay, let me pause here. We will go into that as the next step, but let me hear your thoughts and hear your response. Yeah.
I I just feel like a fool right now because when you're just talking about thinking independent, I can recollect so many incidences when, when he's so clear about all actions that he's trying to bring to meet his needs. Very simple solution, very simple experience of mine today morning. He has made this 300 pieces ka huge puzzle, this big puzzle. So it's that puzzle has been made, and he's so happy about making that puzzle that since almost like 5 6 days he hasn't picked up the puzzle. So I told him today that now let's just pick up the puzzle and like at least pack up kar lete aisa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, no, I don't want to. And there must have been minimum 17 solutions that he must have given me to not pack up the puzzle, not break the puzzle, and I was just not convinced with any of them. And I kept saying that I'm not okay keeping it so open. No, I'm not okay just keeping it like that. Also, I want to break it in 4 parts and then just pack it up. And then ultimately, as the 18th solution, he's like, okay, fine. Then now, if you touch my puzzle, I'm going to get very angry. I will throw things at you.
And he's like, now you decide what you want me to do. And I'm like, okay. I realized that I'm somewhere in a very messy situation.
Very messy situation.
And I was like, okay, I'm leaving it like that. And I realized that now when you're saying that
This,
he thought every
and I was like, okay, I'm leaving it like that.
Yeah, it's again frozen on Facebook today. It's been tacky there. Yeah.
Wait, let me just come back there and I will continue talking.
Sure.
And one of the very interesting point also, which I just realized when you were saying this. Oh, I think I lost this completely. Wait, I'm joining. Huh?
Yeah,
Again.
you'll have to reconnect on Facebook, I think. Yeah, we lost you.
Wait.
Facebook is behaving independently. इसका अपना mood है. Today it's on its own trip.
Doesn't want to listen to us at all. At least listen
Yep.
to me today. Okay, Ratnesh, I have a suggestion. Let's call this part 1. Just save this and let's do another part 2 of the same thing. Let's reconnect. Till then, let me shift my 4G to my laptop.
Okay. So you have to close this call and restart a part 2 call. Yeah.
Yeah, so save this call. Call this a part 1.
Right.
So save this, publish this, and Whoever has joined us, just give us 2 minutes. No,
Yeah.
okay, I'm there. Let's. Wait. I'm there.
Yep, you are there. Right. I think
No,
let's
I
continue.
can't see
We'll somehow
myself.
manage today. You're there. You're there on Facebook. Yeah, I can see
I
you.
can't see
I
myself.
can't see myself.
No, I can see you.
For me, it's all blank
For
and
me, it's all
blank.
blank and blank.
Oh yeah, now I'm
No,
there.
Oh yeah, now
it's
I'm
all.
there.
I can hear you, see you. Everything is good. Right. Let's continue.
Okay, chale.
ठीक है, चलो.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was one thing.
So
which
that
I
was
wanted
one
to
thing which
share.
I wanted to
That I think
share.
how every child is.
That I think
so
how
much
every
capable
child
of
is
thinking
so much
independently.
capable of
They
at least
might have
thinking
their own
independently.
versions
They
and
might
solutions
have their
and needs and
own versions
wants
and
and then
solutions and
their
needs and
ways of doing
wants,
so
and
many
then
things and
their ways
sometimes
of doing so
what you
many
say
things.
then
And
what
all of
you
that is
get is that
independence.
it's
Right.
Some,
All of their
and all of
and all
versions
of
and
that.
their ways of doing things, that is what is independence. Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I want you to subscribe to my right, your wrong is my, and I want you to change your wrong to my right, as in you might be saying I don't want to do this, and I'm saying no, go say hello to whatever that auntie who has come. Right. Now, if then aren't I saying that be dependent on my thinking? So in a way,
Yeah,
all
totally.
your thoughts, opinions, decisions which do not match with me, yours as here I'm saying you as a child and I as a parent, all the thoughts that don't match is actually a space of independence, where you are an independent thinker and I am an independent thinker. If I am saying don't eat chocolate and you say I want to have another chocolate, it's independent thinking. Please realize I'm not trying to say you need to agree to their thinking, but only realize that the child is already independently thinking, though the action may not be in sync with your thinking. So just like I am independently thinking and you
Yeah.
are independently thinking, and that is what is independence. If we can realize, because the action part is small. See, if you are not giving me a toy, and if I'm thinking independently that I can kick you and get the toy, then my thinking is independent. No, I mean, a mother may not like it.
Independent, yeah.
Now, I mean, I can
Yeah.
easily change it to saying sweetly to you, "Yaar, toy de do, please." Right. So the choice I already have. Now, I just want to.
Yeah.
My independent mind is independently thinking to independently do it this way. What I'm trying to say is I am by default independent. That's what I'm trying to drive home the point, that we are by default independent. And the independence is here, is not in the action. In fact, there too we may depend on so many things. I may think that chalo we will do it because mama is here, or chalo I will follow the traffic rules because policeman is there, or whatever.
So that's still your
Yeah.
independent
But I'm
thinking.
saying I had an independent wish, but then I said, okay, I will tie in with your thinking and leave my thinking, for whatever reason. Yeah, I agree. Even that decision is mine. But I'm saying, at least there, okay, I might still do it, but I would have had a thought that this is how I want to do it, or this is how I look at it, or this is how I want to evaluate
Yeah.
it, or take a decision, and so on. So what I'm trying to say is, by default we are independent, so there is no need to make your child independent. So this we talk is of no use. Or rather, the topic of the we talk is no use. Making children independent is a misnomer, because children are already independent.
At least independent
Yeah.
thinkers.
At least
I think in
independent
terms of
thinkers.
thinking, yes, they
I
are
think in
totally
terms of
independent.
thinking, yes, they are
But
totally independent.
See, but
But
in terms of doing, to none of
am
us
I
are
there on Facebook?
independent.
Because
Na?
it's seen that.
In terms of doing, to none of us.
That same thought I just got. The same thought I just got when you were mentioning about this two aspect of being independent. I started thinking, can I really do anything independently? I mean, even if you tell me that you have to run a house all on your own, there are still helps that I'm always every day taking. There are still support that I'm already every day taking.
not only the
taking.
support of house
Not
help
only the
or
support of
husband
house
or,
help or husband or
the parents or
your
anybody. I'm
parents
saying
or
the support
anybody.
of,
I'm
let's
saying
say,
the
a
support
milkman.
of, let's say, a milkman.
Yeah.
I
I
am
am
not
not every
every
day
day
going
going
to
to
cow
cow
and
and
getting the
fetching
milk and fetching the milk and bringing the milk home.
every
Every
smallest,
smallest, let's say, the cheese wala guy also is a support system that is there existing for me. And
yeah, none of
I
us are
think
independent.
none of
And
us are independent in
even if
terms
we
of
don't go
doing
that far,
for
even if we just
sure.
think of, let's say, the other day I was thinking that I want to invest somewhere. Yes, I can independently do research, right? But I realize, yeah, ठीक है, but I would rather depend, यार, मतलब ठीक है, big deal, So what I'm trying to say is that uh, uh, let's realize that they are all independent by default. They are independent now. Again, I'm re-emphasizing, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing. You don't still have to do just because they are saying they have an independent mind, we have to agree with them. But we need to just realize that they are from their own independence, we are from our own independence. And even when actions don't match, let's say if we go back to our situation and the child comes that I don't want to go into the dark room alone, you come along with me. Okay, now my thought process can be very different. I can either value that, thinking that, hey, look, amazing, you came up with a solution. See, imagine if you were to say to me, Ratnesh, I'm scared, please come and help me for something, and I were to say, wow, you are seeking your own solution to the problem. You have a problem that you are scared of XYZ, and you are seeking a solution. Now that instills in you a thought that, okay, so I can think solutions, I can solve my own problems, because this is a solution. Right? So see, the moment I'll start looking at children as by default independent, I'm even more fostering that independence of even of doing, by making them realize that, yeah, they're using their independence and they can use more of it, and they can feel more enlarged from inside, stronger from inside, and they can go ahead and solve their problems, not just now, but when they are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 years old.
Totally. And I also want to bring that whole idea of persistence whenever the child is very persistent about his thought, about whatever he wants to do, how he wants to do. A lot of time I have seen parents labeling it as ziddi, that the child is very ziddy. But I always feel that but I think it was one of your session only where you mentioned that it's never one person ziddy. It's two people ziddy existing in one situation.
There was no need to be obstinate, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I was just thinking that in that also, if you see that from the perspective that, oh, he's not getting convinced with my idea, then you may find it like that the child is not listening. But if you look at it from that perspective, that he's coming up with so many solutions to connect you with his point, and that's a great independent thinking that he's doing when he's manipulating or debating or arguing with you also. I think that perspective बेचारा कहीं पे खो जाता है और वही रह जाता है that he's not agreeing with my thoughts and he's not understanding or whatever. So when we are talking about this independent thinking, I really want to mention this one thing.
Yeah. So so what we are also discovering, if I look at it this way, is that if we don't separate, just for the sake of discussion, if we don't separate action, emotions, even beliefs, so all the things, thoughts, emotions, actions, beliefs, if we don't separate them out, if we say this is just the child, or this is me, whatever, whomever you are talking about, okay, and that is operating in a particular way, right? All of these in combination, let's say, all packed up into one thing, and now it's become a whole. Finally, we are whole, right? These are just components of our being. So if as a whole I'm operating, and that operating is independent by itself, It has taken all the stimulus, all the environmental factors into consideration, but by itself that is whole, by itself that is complete. Or how in our Indian thinking we call it ekas, it is one, right? It's complete, is in whole. The whole philosophy of completeness, that every action of every not action every being of mine is complete, it is not incomplete. So the way I am for okay, so it's getting a little philosophical, but it's important because then you can bring it down to how you look at the child. So at this moment I'm complete, irrespective of my emotions could vary. I could be happy, excited, nervous, scared, whatever. I could be thinking logically, illogically, crazily, whatever, not thinking big, thinking small, thinking far, thinking narrow, and so on. I could be having lots of different kinds of beliefs about this world, and also my actions could be different. I could be blabbering a lot. I could be speaking in a way that people can very clearly understand me, or staying silent,
Or staying
or moving my
silent.
head too much,
Or
which may
staying
look
just
not proper
completely
on
silent.
Instagram and Facebook or whatever it is. Now, all of this, if you add up and say, but I'm whole at this moment, complete, there is no incompleteness to it. Yes, my complete self would be different 5 minutes later and 1 hour later, and in another context, another complete self. And if you want to throw in the last month's theme of learning styles onto into it, so fifth thing, learning style, my style of doing things is also there, right? That is also, but that is also, the whole of it is complete. Now, when I see the child as a complete being, just like, let's say, as a country, we would like to be seen as a complete country. Though by itself we may import, export, and whatever, right? But we are a complete nation by itself in that sense. So when we look at the child as a complete being and ourselves as a complete being, then the whole approach, the whole way we interact, the whole uh, even the whole consequence of, let's say, the child doing something which is, let's say, unpleasant is very, very different. Let's say the child is doing something very unpleasant, let's say beating up another child, or beating up, let's say, his grandmother. I don't I obviously I will stop it or do whatever it takes to for me to do it, but I don't see that as wrong, right, good, bad, misfit, aggressive, and all of those things. I see that as a choice in the moment of time which this complete being is making, and this complete being is in. So this whole concept of independence is so beautiful, because it tells that we are independently a complete human being, separate from each other. So I am independently complete from Vishruti, isn't it? Right? I'm complete. I may interact with you a lot. I may be interdependent on you for a lot of things, and like you said, for the milkman and so on. But by itself, I am independently complete at 2 years, at 22 years, at 52 years.
I think I completely connect with the thought where you say that the unpleasant behaviors of a child also, if you look at it, of course it's unpleasant, of course you will stop it there, of course you want the child to do something about it, and that's why maybe you bring more conversation, you bring more ideas, you throw some questions. But the whole idea for me right now here to connect with is that the complete being of a child is independently thinking about the ways to express his,
let's say, anger,
or his
Yeah,
frustration,
wait.
or
Just take it
whatever.
to not just now
So
independent thinking, but as an independent being.
being.
Not just the thinking part, the complete thing is independent. He or she is a complete being right now, as much as I am a completely independent being. And yes, as you said, we may not agree or whatever, but we are all individually independent, whatever you can call a soul or whatever, if you want to go on that path or whatever you want, whichever path you want to go. And that perspective. So whatever I do, even if I scold the child, I'm scolding from the perspective that he's a complete being or she's a complete being.
Totally. True.
And I think
The moment we start looking from this window, the child seeing the child as an independent being itself, in whatever the child is doing and saying, and however the child is just being, I think
a lot of things
lot of things just start settling
But they
down
disappear.
within you also and within
disappear.
just
I think the whole surroundings become
so
you say that you have this
that
many
you
pile
have
of
this many pile of
problems or let's say
confusions or struggles, then maybe the struggle will start coming like this. The moment you start seeing from this window, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very
In
beautiful.
fact, it's not really, I would go ahead and say it's not a window, it's the removal of the wall itself. Yeah, the moment I can see the other person as an individual being, right? Even Khalil Gibran talks about that he or she is an individual, a complete independent individual by itself. There you can influence him or her, and he or she can influence you. But that's anyway between all of us. We are all the time influencing each other. A writer can influence, a singer can influence, a politician can influence. So that's not the point. The point is we are so not just we are naturally independent, we are wholesomely independent.
Wholesomely, wow.
It's not like my parts of me
I
are
think
independent.
Yeah, you mentioned Khalil Gibran. I've kept his on children in exactly in front of me on a lighting wall that I created, and I can see that one light. And though they are with you,
belong not to you.
I think it's a
Yeah.
it's a very very profound thing that but I think
this connections that or the strings that
attached,
we have
I think
attached,
they are the one that really need a lot of
what do you say?
lot of introspection or a lot of thoughts that the strings that we are attached around the child because we feel that we are parents and because we feel responsible for our kids and I think you just brought back my one of the experience when I went to US for a show for 40 days when my son was 2.5 years old. I was extremely feared from within as I was like with him all the time since 2.5 years. And
Not in VTalks.
no, I haven't mentioned about this. Do I have an echo in my voice?
Not for me. Not for me. Okay, I think let's try.
Let's continue. I think the VTalk is almost over. Yeah. So I was saying that when I went for the US trip for 40 days, and I had a fear that what if my child is not well? I mean, he gets sick. And the unfortunate thing was that when I left, he was actually sick. So I left with tears and fully crying, and I don't know what happened to me. And when I left from the house, I told my husband that if this 40 days goes as we have planned, and if things are just fine, I think the moment I will come back in my child's life, the biggest ego of my life, that my child is because of me, will be broken. Because I'll realize that for 40 days he did not require me, and he can survive without me also. Wow.
Yeah.
So, I think the days that how independent they are to figure out their own ways, even if the anchor of their life, the mother is not there for 40 days. And I know that for 25 days, though I prepared him a lot, I told him everything that I'm doing. I used to prepare him since 3-4 months back because I had a lot of fears. I still remember for 25 days, he refused to even talk to me on video call. He refused that I even want to see her face, and I feel this was like the most biggest turning point of my parenting journey, kind of. That made me realize a lot of things.
Yeah, I guess all parents should do that. Go away for 40 days just to realize that. Go away somewhere just to realize that, oh, really? Yeah, okay, all right. I am independent. And because I am independent, the child is equally independent. And yes, we all like each other, love each other. We won't necessarily, are not like inseparable in that sense. Yeah. In the sense of I'm separate and the child is separate. So we are separate in that sense, and we are two different individuals. Yeah. So that by definition makes us so very independent. Yeah. We sit inside the car and then we start saying my car, my car, my car. That's the ego part I'm talking about, right? But actually there is no my car. It's just me in a car. So it's me in an ego, right? Let's look at it this way and say I am inside an ego. Ego itself is not about me. It's just a thought. So I'm inside that ego and I can walk out of it. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm saying, don't look at ego is not something inside.
थोड़ा सा weight लगा ऐसा.
Ego is like a container, a car, which you keep saying, this is my car, this is my car. It's not your car, right? It's just a car. Meaning, okay, on paper you are like if you sell it, you will get some money out of it. But that's pretty much it in terms of your car, right? Okay, so in that sense, it's not your car, and in the same way, the ego, whatever of the parent or whatever your beliefs or whatever your individuality is not your car. You can leave that any moment, and in fact, we keep leaving it every moment. We are in different cars in different parts of the day when we are doing different things. So, yeah, थोड़ा philosophical चला गया आज. But then see, if you talk about functional independence, meaning, yeah, cool, maybe we'll talk about it, but what's the need? Child is anyway a natural one, individual and naturally independent. So big deal. What do we talk about that?
And then in doing independently,
we are any which is not independent. None of us are. So
it's just not possible.
What's the hurry to make child that independent?
Yeah. You don't have to go far. Just think of your spouse. He or she does independently. You does independently. No matter how much you cry and throw tantrums to your husband or wife or whatever, show anger, whatever, both are still independent, right?
Totally.
Yeah, that is why
I think
that is why in some of the Indian cultures, when you get married, they show you a particular kind of I shouldn't say star because technically it's not a star. It's a bipolar star in the nakshatra of the Big Dipper, nakshatra or the Saptrishi nakshatra. So they show you that. Why does the Pandit show you that? It is basically a bipolar star, which means there are two stars which rotate around each other, right? And that is what they show, the Pandits or the Rishis show, that let marriage be like that, because it just shows that two are totally independent, yet you're together, but you are separate. You're two different stars. You're just going around each other doesn't mean that you start owning each other. So that's a beautiful way of showing. I think they should show it when a child is also born. And the same nakshatra we can show and say, hey, look at that particular bipolar star and understand that is how we are, right? So that's.
Or Ratnesh, I'm thinking we can find three stars rotating, in a circle, three stars together, so that the parents understand we two are separate. Similarly, the child is also separate.
Absolutely, the galaxy, right? In the galaxy, there are so many stars, yet they all exist together. So galaxy is the family or the community or whatever. Yeah. I think aaj bahut ho gaya. We've gone to the stars now.
God, love this. Wow. I think Ratnesh, I'm totally lost on Facebook. आज पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है, but
I know.
Okay, we can end this. Yeah. You can
and this whole month is based on independence. So we'll be exploring many, hopefully many facets of independence. If you want us to explore something about independence or about child being independent, please shoot to us through Facebook, Instagram, or our website.
Yeah.
And we'll try to incorporate that in our discussions. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll continue with our own.
Also,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, or you can just directly message on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
Where you are just watching us right now, and otherwise you can there are other ways like roglife.org is the website. And we are there on Twitter also, but Twitter you can't directly message. So I'm suggesting you this 3 ways.
Yeah, since they will be seeing here, so YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, they can just put it as a comment here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much
for Ratnesh
making us realize that we are
thinkers
independent
and
thinkers
not so
and not so
independent doers.
independent doers.
Cool. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.